oh, this game isn't over. The offense needs to continue to play. We can't throw the interception to battle. We can't allow DJ Taylor to pull the football out of DK Metcalf's hands. Those things can't happen. And when Pat Fryer moves scores, we got to have a conversation on the sideline that whatever has happened for the first 58 minutes of this game is now over. If we get this stop, we're a 5-1 football team in control of our own destiny in the AFC North and in the AFC. Mike Tomlin did not have this team prepared to finish.
They're 2-10 on Thursday night road games under Mike Tomlin. 2-10. And 0-7 versus AFC North rivals. So does that make the Steelers contenders or pretenders? I'm asking RC right here on national television. I need an answer.
This team, the reason the question is hard is because you got to be the polar opposite. I would give them closer to contender than I would pretender.
Okay.
Right? I've seen this team this year understand defensively how we need to bring pressure in order to get people around the quarterback and create turnovers. I've seen whether it's Nick Herbig, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. I've seen all of these players defensively make the plays they need to make. I see 2 sacks from Jalen Ramsey. Aaron Rodgers is obviously exactly who they acquired him to be. Not from a leadership standpoint, from a production standpoint. What I did notice last night was the conversation we had yesterday, though, Stephen.
Okay.
Who's number 2?
Yeah.
Are we going to give the ball to Scotty Miller? Is the ball going to go to Roman Wilson? Is it going to be Jonnu Smith? Is it going to be Darnell Washington? This team is a contender in the sense that I think they're closer to being, or they're a playoff team more so than they're a team that doesn't make the playoffs. But with what I saw last night, that team can't win a championship.
Yeah, I got a question to you, Stephen A. Though.
Sure.
Because when we're having this dynamic, there's obvious connectivity to the Steelers.
Yes.
From the fans' perspective, obviously it's playing from the organization. My question is, when you see a game like this, given the circumstances, given the statistics, how do you see them moving forward, and does it give you confidence in them moving forward?
You know what I don't like about what I saw last night? The Steelers showed me why they wouldn't win a playoff game. In other words, what you saw from the Steelers last night, we've seen before in a regular season game. We've seen them plummet when they should have ascended.
Right.
They'll correct the ship enough to be respectable enough to get to the postseason. And then when you get there, that kind of stuff is going to happen. Yeah. If you go up against Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor probably going to run all over you. If you go up against Buffalo, it's going to be on the road, all right, in that inclement weather, and Josh Allen's going to find a way to hurt you. You go up against Kansas City, there's nothing to discuss. They'll beat you any which way they want to, okay? You see vulnerabilities, and you're expecting people to step up and to give you the impression this is different. What do you constantly lament? Middle of the road. If you can't be great, be awful. That way, as a result, you can position yourself in the draft, you understand, and potentially free agency because you know you need a plethora of parts. The problem with the Steelers is they're good enough to be better than half the league and not good enough to be better than the other half. They're the middle of the road, which means they're good enough to make regular seasons interesting for you. But every Steeler fan knows, you looking at this team, that is not a Super Bowl championship legitimate.
Well, how much were you paying attention to? Because when they acquired Aaron Rodgers, my thing was this. I believe they'll be a playoff team, and I think they'll struggle to win a first-round game.
Right.
So you're saying in watching that game, even with the way Aaron Rodgers played, you think this is still a team that's one and done?
That's what has shocked me, because I've seen too many occasions this season where the Steelers' defense could be exploited. I saw it against
Terry McLaurin, quad, ruled out again ahead of Commanders-Cowboys game. It's just not ready yet published. October 17th, 2025 at 1:06 p.m. Nick shook around the NFL writer Terry McLaurin's absence will last at least one more week. The Commanders' star receiver will not play in Washington's Week 7 game against the Dallas Cowboys, coach Dan Quinn told reporters Friday. McLaurin has been sidelined by a quadriceps injury since Week 4. It's frustrating for him because he's working at it hard, Quinn said. With an injury like this is a speed player, so on movements where you're jogging or not fully there, it's just not ready yet. He's working at it hard. He's frustrated. But we are closer. As we've been going week to week, it can be difficult on an injury that you have to test and push at high speed, and you need volume at it, you need representatives at it. It's good to see him running routes and doing that, but once we kinda got to that space, we are just not all the way there yet. Related LANKS Commanders signed Titans 2022 first-round pick Treylon Burks to practice squad NFL Week 7 picks. Will Cowboys and Colts pull off upsets? Rams or Jaguars in London? Jaden Daniels owns mistake, admits Commanders must be better with details and execution. Washington has managed to stay afloat offensively without McLaurin, scoring 24 or more points in each of the Commanders' last 3 games while averaging 192.6 passing yards per contest. McLaurin's injury has also coincided with a 2-week absence for quarterback Jaden Daniels, forcing Washington to proceed with veteran backup Marcus Mariota and a reduced receiving core headlined by off-season addition Deebo Samuel. Washington went 1-1 without Daniels and has won 1 of 3 games without McLaurin. Samuel's status for Sunday isn't certain, either, due to a bruised heel. Quinn sounded more optimistic the 29-year-old might play Sunday, while Samuel told reporters, "We'll just have to see how he feels with the admittedly aggravating heel ailment." He was able to get representatives today, the coach said. That was the plan, to see where he'd ramp up. So it was nice to see him get the full complement of stuff today. Fortunately, Daniels looked much more like himself in a last-second loss to Chicago on Monday night, accounting for 263 scrimmage yards, 211 passing, 52 rushing. Against Dallas embattled defense, the Commanders should find the going easier even without McLaurin involved, helping explain why Washington remains cautious with McLaurin's return. Related content: you are unable to interact with this content due to your cookie consent choices. You can enable cookies in the footer by selecting cookie settings.by clicking accept cookies. You agree to the collection, storage, and use of cookies and similar technologies, e.g., pixels, on this specific property, device, and browser. Cookies and similar technologies are used for a variety of purposes such as enhancing site navigation, analyzing site usage, and assisting in our marketing and advertising efforts, including targeted advertising through third parties. You can further customize your cookie preferences by clicking the Cookie Settings link in this banner or in the footer of this website's homepage. For more information, please refer to ours for my YouTube channel. NFL Week 5 latest buzz, questions, news, and fantasy tips. October 1, 2025, 8:40 p.m. We're a month into the NFL season, and insiders Jeremy Fowler and Dan Graziano have been making calls to sources around the league for the latest news and buzz on key situations heading into October. One of the biggest storylines of the week is what's going on with the Ravens and their 1-3 start. Jeremy and Dan have intel on the sentiments in Baltimore and how much panic the Ravens are feeling. They are also diving in on the Titans' 0-4 start and long-term ramifications of it, along with what they're hearing on the quarterback front as the November 4th NFL trade deadline approaches. That's not all, as Jeremy and Dan will also be examining rookies who have earned themselves more playing time. It's all here, as our reporters answer big questions and empty their notebooks heading into Week 5. Jump to potential Titans changes. Ravens panic meter rookies making a move. Will a QB be traded? More notes on Week 5. What are you hearing on the Titans' 0-4 start and potential changes they could make now or in the off-season? Fowler: there is moderate concern among the coaching staff that the front office and ownership might not be as patient as they originally believed, which could lead to change sooner rather than later. The proverbial vibes simply are not good right now. The front office entered the season with optimism about head coach Brian Callahan, who was a hot name on the coaching circuit in 2024. And though it wouldn't set a win-loss goal in regard to his tenure, Titans brass wanted to see a team that's improving. That's hardly the case in Tennessee, where a -69-point differential through 4 games is by far the worst in the league. Next closest is New Orleans at -55. The overall lack of flow from week to week is only intensifying the discomfort. Callahan relinquishing play-calling duties to assistant Bo Hardegree a week ago could buy the staff a little time, but firing him a week after such a change would be counterproductive. The Titans' bye is Week 10, which feels important. But the expectation among some around the league I've talked to is that the temperature is increasing, especially with owner Amy Adams Strunk's willingness to make drastic changes in recent years. Editor's picks: there is a personal side of it all. How NFL QBs and refs approach their in-game chats. Josh Weinfuss: can the Ravens right their 1-3 ship? Barnwell breaks down their 2 biggest issues that need fixing. Bill Barnwell NFL Week 5 Power Rankings, 1-32 team poll, plus the biggest offensive issue for every roster. NFL Nation: Graziano: it's one thing to start 0-4 with a rookie quarterback, but it's another to be as non-competitive as the Titans have been. They had a second-half lead against the Broncos in Week 1, but things seem to have gotten progressively worse each week since. Sunday's loss to Houston was a complete no-show, and to get shut out the week after making an offensive play caller change doesn't say much about their chances to fix this thing on the fly. Callahan was Tennessee's top choice as head coach following the 2023 season, and the franchise entered this season with the belief that he was the guy to shepherd Ward's transition into the league. But there have been red flags, including some game management situations and some post-game news conferences in which Callahan seemed unaware of some of the rules governing replay challenges, etc. If the Titans can win a couple of games, I'm sure that will buy him time, but that's a big if right now, and Callahan hasn't helped himself with some of his gaffes. I will say, from talking to people who follow these situations in the league, that there's belief that this will be a desirable job if and when it comes open. Cause Mike Tomlin said it. Mike Tomlin said they must be smarter than me to get rid of Joe Flacco. The people that got rid of Joe Flacco, and damn it, it's 202. Well, listen. I'm not going to blame Cleveland. Cleveland was moving on. And the bottom line is they didn't have the requisite pieces to capitalize off of what Joe Flacco could still do. Obviously, you Cincinnati, you got Yamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got some weapons for Joe Flacco to fling the football to. Where was the Steelers? I can't completely agree with RC. Where the hell was the Steelers defense? Didn't TJ White just get over $40 million? Hey, Cam Hayward $40 million. $40 million. Okay. Didn't they just get that money? Cam Hayward, and he's still on the team. Jalen Ramsey, didn't you trade? Didn't you let go of Mega Fitzpatrick so you could get Jalen Ramsey? Jalen Ramsey was getting exploited throughout the night. Multiple times by multiple people, not just Shabar Chase. Okay. And I love Jalen Ramsey, but David, it's the truth. The truth and nothing but